Copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976. Allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, scholarship, and research. Fair use is a use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. Nonprofit, educational, or personal use tips the balance in favor of fair use.
But let's get into this. Philadelphia ABC community activists. This wasn't just a regular LGBTQ plus person. This was a well-known activist. A well-known LGBTQ community activist. This is a trans I don't know what fucking correct term. I don't want to get in trouble. What happened with this ABC community guy and these little boys that he was touching? Because and the thing about it is, Umar did have a point. All we have been hearing lately is straight people. That's all we've been hearing about is straight people doing these things. We never hear any about any people from that community doing it. Hey Max, what's up? Yeah. And I wanted to, do some other topics. And this is part of my community. I am part of the Philadelphia community, so I felt as though I had the need to report on this. No, this is a transgender woman. I think a transgender woman is a guy, born a guy, trying to be a woman. Am I correct on that, or that's a transgender man? I don't know. I don't want to mess it up. I'm not doing it to be smart. I really don't want to mess it up. Oh yeah, we can talk about that too. The TD Jakes and that Diddy party. Is that what you're talking about? TD Jakes at that. Yeah, it's a biological man at birth. A slippery slope, ain't it? You don't know what the hell to say. But yeah, we could talk about that TD Jakes. Put a one in the chat if y'all want me to go over that TD Jakes at that Diddy party. Apparently he did some things with a little boy at that Diddy party. Put one in the chat if you want me to go over that too today. I got one. I got two. Only two people? I got three. I got four. I knew you was going to say that, Top. Max, you just coming in the building. A well-known activist from the Philadelphia area, a transgender man, is being charged with the scrape, SCRAPE, scrape of two underage victims under the age of 13. Let's see what we got here.
LGBTQ plus activist is facing charges. Kendall Stevens, who was the victim of a violent assault back in 2020, is accused of raping two children. Shayna.
Well, Sheba, as you mentioned,
it's a whole different ball game when you do one. You did it to two children? How did he get away with the first time?
Right there, Kendall Stevens has been a very prominent figure here in Philadelphia, a prominent trans activist serving notably on the district attorney's LGBTQ advisory board. But this recent affidavit that I obtained details disturbing allegations of rape and abuse of two minors. We spoke to a family member exclusively. We're keeping her identity anonymous out of respect for the alleged.
Wait, what'd she say?
LGBTQ advisory board, but
plus activist is facing charges. Kendall Stevens, who was the victim of a violent assault,
he need his ass whooped,
is accused of raping two children. Shayna.
Well, Sheba, as you mentioned right there, Kendall Stevens has been a very prominent figure here in Philadelphia, a prominent trans activist serving notably on the district attorney's LGBTQ advisory board. But this recent affidavit that I obtained details disturbing allegations of rape and abuse of two minors. We spoke to a family member exclusively. We're keeping her identity anonymous out of respect for the election.
Speaking of Norbit, she definitely did look like Rasputia.
Has been around since they were born. The aunt of two.
She definitely did look like Rasputia. Okay, I guess this is the one of the mothers of one of the victims.
She's a family friend who has been around since they were born. The aunt of two young boys opening up after what court documents allege was.
So it was boys. This is the alleged trans woman that did the deed. She was a victim of a violent attack allegedly a little while ago, and I guess she became an active. If I don't know the whole story, I got to do more research on that. But for you to victimize two young children under 13 is very sick. It's sick, and this is the type of shit that now you remember when Sugarfoot kept trying to accuse all gay men of being this way. Now imagine when he sees this video. He's going to take this video and he's going to say, see, look, I told you, that's what they do. How much you want to bet if young Pharaoh gets a hold of this video, he's going to say, see, I told you that's what they do. And them dishes are still in that thing.
Repeated sexual abuse by a person her nephews knew as Aunt Kendall.
He repeated it. It was more than once. He said repeated sexual abuse.
Been around since they were born. The aunt of two young boys opening up after what court documents allege was repeated sexual abuse by a person her nephews knew as Aunt Kendall. You had this aunt stature in their life, whereas they're going to look at you and think, I don't want to tell an adult because I don't want something bad to happen to Aunt Kendall. Prominent Philadelphia trans activist Kendall Stevens stands accused of rape and sexual assault of two young boys, ages 9 and 13.
Ages 9 and 13. Those are real victims. Those are real victims. He said he got the Bill Duke wig on. Ha ha. Yeah. Lord Quaz ain't got no fucking chill. He said that nigga had the. Oh man. So glad I had to never tell my father and mother that I was sexually violated. There would have been some killing. Yes, it would have. Yeah, this is very sick. This is very sick.
Stevens is known for her vocal activism surrounding LGBTQ issues, serving on the district attorney's advisory board, and most recently made headlines back in 2020.
He was on the district attorney's advisory board. So yeah, he thought he was getting away with this shit. I meant this stuff. He thought he was getting away with this stuff.
After she survived a brutal hate crime in her Point Breeze home. But an affidavit.
I don't like, why do people wear their glasses pinching their nose like that? Like, it's like literally pinching her nose. Can you breathe in that? That's how Mr. Skinny be. Can I get some gunshots in the trap? My cousin Kwame Brown, my cousin. Where's the mom pinching their nose? My cousin Kwame Brown. And my cousin, yo. This Mr. Skinny, my cousin. Why do people do that? Like, can you breathe?
A brutal hate crime in her Point Breeze home.
Hey, yo.
But an affidavit obtained by Fox 29 details disturbing allegations of multiple sexual encounters with the young boys. The family
Multiple.
Stevens.
They said it was multiple sexual encounters, not just one, it wasn't just a one-time thing. This you know what I mean, did this multiple times, and You can tell with her working for the district attorney, she thought that she was going to get away with it. And you heard the mom, the little boys looked at her as Aunt Kendall. So they didn't want to say anything because they didn't want to get Aunt Kendall in trouble.
Was a close family friend.
We were able to sit them down individually is when they start, breaking down and telling the truth and crying and saying everything that happened.
She says when she and her mother approached Stevens,
She didn't deny it to us. She didn't deny it. And she tried to flip the story as in my nephew tried to kiss her first. He's not.
She tried to blame it on the little boy. She didn't deny it. Instead, she blamed it on the little boy. That is sick. That is very sick. That is she needs to be locked away and never around children again. And you notice that when they have these ABC community people come and talk to the kids in school, there's always something sexual. I seen the one video where they were showing kids how to twerk. He was reading a book to the kids in drag. You know what I'm talking about? He had a thong on and drag stuff. You can wear drag without being sexualized. They were half naked reading books to children. You saw that? They was teaching the kids how to twerk. They was having fashion the shows for them all half naked and shit. It's like, why it gotta be sexualized?
9 years old. No, he didn't.
the family member speaking anonymously to Fox 29 says the emotional toll this has taken on her family has been devastating.
I feel like she was grooming.
Oh, it's not even the mom, it's the family member. She just wanted to be on the news. Why ain't the mom talk?
My nephews has definitely endured a lot.
Despite that, she says her family won't back down on their fight for
Well, she didn't want her face seen, so.
justice.
I don't want her to be able to use this reputation and think that that's going to be able to get her out of this situation, because what she did to my nephews is unbelievable.
Now, we did reach out to the law firm representing Kendall Stevens, and they did get back to me. They said that they fully look forward to fighting these charges. They say she is enjoying her constitutional rights, including the presumption of innocence. Also, an important note tonight.
She's going to fight it. She didn't deny it. What is there to fight? I'm trying to understand, what is there to fight? What is she fighting? She never denied it. She even tried to blame it on the little boy. If this lady gets away with it, you see how society is. That's a clear sign that society is very sick. Very, very sick. If this bring it back, gets away with it, what she did, this society is sick.
The district attorney's office is not handling this case. They passed this along, actually, to the attorney.
The district attorney don't even want to handle the case. He passed it along. Philly, what the hell is going on? What's going on, Philly? Philly, come on, man. Philly, come on. Come on. What's going on in Philly? What the hell is going on here? Come on.
Attorney General's office, they offered no comment tonight. Kendall Stevens.
He passed it on to the Attorney General. You sick mofos. That means that you don't want to prosecute her because she worked with you. That means you believe her story because she works with you. Just because a person works with you don't mean you know what the hell they do in their private time. Let's see what Umar had to say about it. Umar has something to say about it.
A rainbow ganger in Philadelphia was arrested on charges that she abused 2 children.
Umar, first of all, I know this is a serious situation. What the hell you got on top of your head, man? Umar, you don't know if you want to have dreadlocks or a curly top. You got 3 different hairstyles in one: a box, a curly top, and twisties, all wrapped into one hairstyle, bro. Make up your mind. This is not how we wear our hair in Philly. I don't know. I've never seen anybody in the state of Pennsylvania look like that. He called him a rainbow ganger. Oh, sugar smacks. I'm trying not to curse, y'all.
Rainbow ganger in Philadelphia was arrested on charges that she abused 2 children. It's all over the news. I want to offer a few comments. I'm only going to keep you for 10 minutes, but I'm going to offer a few comments on this.
Now the details here. A Philadelphia transgender activist identified as Kendall Stevens is now charged with sexually assaulting 2 children under the age of 13.
The state attorney general's office filed charges tonight against
Alright, so
37-year-old Kendall
skip to 2
Stevens. The
minutes, 7
charges
seconds.
include the indecent assault against a person less than 13 years old, unlawful contact with minors, sexual offenses, and
They got.
endangering the welfare of children.
Oh, what about rape, forcible compulsion, IDSI, forceful compulsion, unlawful contact with a minor? You skipped the first 2 you heard the lady? She skipped over the scrape charge. She skipped over it.
Include the indecent assault against a person less than 13 years old, unlawful.
See? She skipped the first 2 charges. She didn't put the scrape in there. She skipped over the first 2 charges. Like we wasn't going to catch that. You're trying to, see, like you got the media backing you. Seem like she got some media coverage backing her. Because why did you skip over the rape, forcible compulsion, the IDSI, forcible compulsion, and skip right to unlawful contact with a minor, sexual offenses, endangering the welfare of a child? You skipped over all the important charges. Skip right over it. Listen, these first 2 charges are not mentioned.
Office filed charges tonight against 37-year-old Kendall Stevens. The charges include the indecent assault against a person less than.
Now, the charge that she is saying right now is the 3rd charge. She skipped over the first 2 charges. The rape, forcible compulsion part. Skip right over it. Like it wasn't even there. Lady, what the hell is your problem? What's going on in Philly, y'all? Something ain't right. Hold up. Wait a minute. Something ain't right. Y'all ever see the bull? And I was like, first I started tasting it. First I can smell it. Then you can taste it. And you know how you smell it and taste it. Then I said, hold up. Wait a minute. Something ain't right. Why are you skipping over that part? Hold up. Wait a minute. Something ain't right. Why did you skip over that part?
Into that lifestyle by way of introduction, by way of child molestation. But here's what I wanted to say. A prominent rainbow activist in Philadelphia.
He said we got Super Saiyan Umar in the house. That's what he looked like. He looked like a black Super Saiyan right now. He looked like he really before he did this video. He veins popping out his neck.
A prominent rainbow activist in Philadelphia was arrested on charges that she allegedly abused two children. A rainbow ganger in Philadelphia was arrested on charges that she abused two children. It's all over the news.
I told you that this nigga got OCD. He got to say shit 2 or 3 times. He got to say stuff.
I
2 or
want to
3
offer
times.
a few comments. I'm only going to keep you for 10 minutes, but I'm going to offer a few comments on this. I want to offer a few comments on this. First of all,
I told you he got OCD. He has to say it 3 times. I ain't even gonna lie. That beard lineup is sharp. That shit is itty sharp. I ain't even gonna lie. That lineup on the side is itty sharp. He said whoever shaped him up did they thing. I don't know about up here. They should have did a little bit more up there, but down there in the beard, they did their thing. But up here, you need to punch that nigga in his face. Whoever did that.
let me see here.
He ain't even line up the front.
Okay.
He said, "Look,
The arrest of 37 years.
It looked like they did all the beard, lined his beard up, lined the side up, got to the front. You know what? You all right?" And left that and left it alone.
Year-old rainbow activist Kendall Stevens arrested Monday in Philadelphia on charges including indecent assault, endangering the welfare of a child, corruption of a minor. Related charges on Monday following a comprehensive investigation, Philadelphia Police Department spokesperson told Newsweek.
That's a fact, Professor Cupcake.
This rainbow community lady is a transgender. Okay. And I'll be the first one to tell you, I don't believe that all transgenders abuse children. I don't believe that all rainbow gangers abuse children. But I do want to let you know this. As someone who has worked with children for 25 years, psychologically, therapeutically, socially, and every other way. Many of our children come into that lifestyle by way of introduction.
Blink, blink, blink. I told you. Look, he blinks 3 times too. Watch.
Way of introduction.
Blink, blink, blink. Told you, Remy catch everything. Remy catch everything. That he says everything 3 times. He even blinks 3 times. Blink, blink, blink. He said he been working with kids. It still ain't over that damn school. Hashtag, can I get a hashtag? Blink, blink, blink. Why?
Lifestyle. By way of introduction.
Blink, blink, blink.
By way of child molestation. Okay.
Yemi, what's up? That nigga got 3 hairstyles.
Have been in denial. And one of the biggest reasons we in the Black community have been in denial about the Mollis to Rainbow pipeline. The reason so many of us in the Black community have been in denial about the Mollis to Rainbow pipeline.
Blink, blink, blink. Did it again.
Many of us in the Black community are in denial about the child molest to Rainbow gang pipeline. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Y'all know what I'm talking about.
Get out the bowl.
And the reason we are in denial about the child molest to Rainbow gang pipeline
Conscious
is
balls.
we admitted. If we were to admit as Africans, if we were to admit that many of our rainbow gang adults were actually introduced into the life.
You got to blink 3 times when you do it. Blink, blink, blink. Get out the bowl.
Style through childhood molestation. If we were to admit that, that would force us as a community to take a long, hard look in the mirror. It would force us as a community to take a long, hard look at ourselves.
Blank, blank, blank.
But because America has given the Black community
Blank, blank,
a
blank.
scapegoat,
Blank, blank, blank.
America has given the Black community a scapegoat. America has given us a distraction, an excuse. America has given Black America an alibi. We have an alibi so we don't have to look in the mirror.
Blink, blink, blink.
At the high rates of molestation.
Now I just want to watch him blink. Now I just only want to watch him to simply watch him blink. That's the only reason why I want to watch Umar now. I just want to watch him blink after everything he says. Whenever he says something that he thinks is powerful, guarantee. Blink, blink, blink. Guarantee it. I could call it every time. Every time this man thinks he's saying something powerful. Blink, blink, blink.
Child pornography, child grooming that takes place in the Black community. We don't like to talk about that.
Blink, blink, blink.
And the government has given us an out because the American Psychological Association and the American Psychiatric Association and the American Mental Health Establishment, they have come out and basically said,
blink, blink, blink,
that this behavior is completely normal. The behavior is completely normal. We can't help how we are born. We can't help what our desires are. This is normal. It has no—
That's sick. All right, all jokes aside, that's sick. If what he's saying is true, that's sick. For them to not do anything about it and just say people are born that way, it's normal. That's not normal. It's not normal for an adult to be attracted to a kid. I don't give a damn if you're not born that way. You're not born that way. That's bull, because you don't start getting sexual feelings for other people until you hit puberty. You don't hit puberty until you're in your teens. So how are you born that way? That's what I don't get. You're not born that way. You don't start getting sexual feelings for other people. Remiel supports conservative. No, I don't. Are you going to tell me what the hell I support, Sebastian? I don't support none of this shit. It's all messed up. I don't support this. I don't support none of this stuff.
Nothing to do with childhood dysfunction. It has nothing to do with failed families. It has nothing to do with child molestation. And that's an absolute lie.
It is.
That's an absolute lie. That's an absolute lie. I don't need to do no research. I ain't got to look at no research. I work with our children. I know our children. I've worked with our Rainbow Gang sisters. I work with our Rainbow Gang brothers, and I know most of them were touched as children. Most of them were touched as children.
I'm not an expert on that topic, but a lot of the gay people that I knew went through something. A lot of the gay people I knew went through something. Some of them were women. Some of them were women. Some of them were women. You know, a lot of the people that I know did go through something like that, and it's sad, man. It's sad because the Black community act like we can't have mental illness, we can't have pedophilia, we can't have molestation. We act as if that's not something that happens in our community, but it does, and we don't like to talk about it.
Most of them were abused or assaulted or abandoned or emotionally stripped
Sebastian, where are you getting this from? Who said the black community is in fear of them? When did that ever become a statement? Who stated that? When did that come in? Do you I don't understand your comments. They're not making sense to what the topic is, because you're just throwing nonsense out there.
Of their identity with their
No.
natural born
No,
gender.
never mind.
I know this. But we want to hide behind Joe Biden and Barack Obama's agenda. We want to hide behind the population control agenda. We want to hide behind the population control agenda's excuse. And we're letting them come into our children's public schools and sexually groom our children in the name of sexual education.
Exactly.
We're letting them come into the charter schools and public schools, even so-called African-centered schools. We're letting them come in there and sexually groom our children.
And I gotta say, from the video, all the videos that I've seen of these LGBTQ plus community, I think I said that right. I don't want to mess it up. All the videos I've seen so far, it does seem like y'all are sexually grooming them. Because when they go in there, why is it always the most sexualized people? It's never. I see gay people who aren't as flamboyant and loud and all sexual. Hey, look at me, I'm half naked. I know most of the gay people I know don't even act like that. Why are you always bringing the most over sexualized people into the classroom with children? They be having thongs and stuff on. Thongs. Grown 6-foot men walking around the elementary school in a goddamn thong. That's not sexualizing, grooming the kids? Let my son come home talking about some man was walking around his school in a goddamn thong. Jail. That's all I'm gonna say. Remy going to jail.
Under the disguise of sex education, Black America is under a demonic hypnosis. Black America is under a demonic hypnosis.
Ain't right.
Finally, somebody from the Rainbow Gang has been exposed for molesting children. Finally, because all we've been hearing about is straight people.
This is the part I'm talking about. I don't agree with the finally part, but I agree and disagree with it, because it has seen there's been a stigma that only straight people do these things to children, and you can't be straight if you're doing it to the same sex. That's homosexuality and pedophilia.
As if that community doesn't suffer the same psychopathology.
Good.
All we've been hearing about is straight people. Now we have a prominent rainbow activist. He, she ain't the first. He ain't the first. He, she ain't the first. Him, her, him, it ain't the first. There's many more. But because there's an agenda to normalize the behavior in the interest of African genocide. But because there's an agenda to normalize the behavior in the interest of African genocide. Because there's an agenda to normalize the behavior in the interest of African genocide, Black America looks the other way. You know how many phone calls I've gotten about Black pastors?
Blank, blank, blank.
You know how many phone calls I've gotten about Black churches whose leadership either participates in the sexual abuse of children or turns a blind eye to it? Come on, family.
Blank, blank, blank.
Come on, family.
Bro, it's so hard to watch him sometimes, because I do understand what he's saying, though, because there are a lot of pastors out there doing some. You heard about Eddie Long? What's the dude name? Eddie Long. I had 5 rocks and I ain't thrown one yet. Now, one time did he say he didn't do it, but they saw the picture. It's hard to watch this nigga because he repeats shit so much. It takes him forever to get through what the hell he's saying. Whatever he's saying, it takes. He could say something. He could say something like, "Good morning, family. How was your day?" That'll take 5 minutes because he'll start. Good morning, family. Good morning. Hold on. Let me take my glasses off. Good morning, family. Blink, blink, blink. Good morning, family. Blink, blink, blink. Good morning, family. Blink, blink, blink. How was your day? How was your day, family? How is your day, family? Blink, blink, blink. And you be sitting there for 5 minutes trying to get through the goddamn introduction. The man got OCD.
Family.
You got to do things 3 times. I bet you when he walk up to a door, he turned the doorknob 3 times too.
Come on, family. We talk about surviving R. Kelly. How about surviving the black community? When is that series coming out? We're talking about surviving R. Kelly. What about surviving the black community? When is that series coming out? How about surviving your stepdaddy? When is that series coming out? How about surviving your stepmom? When is that series coming out? How about surviving your rainbow aunts and uncles? When is that series coming out? How about surviving the Roman Catholic Church? When is that series coming out? This is the Prince of Pan-Africans.
That's true. That's true. I gotta say, I agree with Umar. I can't lie. I agree with most of the things that he's saying. I can't believe it, but hey, it's a first time for everything.
This is the Prince of Pan-Africanism.
Yeah, what about surviving Umar? Surviving that haircut.
And I want to say this. We got a lot of children being suspended and expelled for their hairstyle.
You need to be suspended and expelled for that hairstyle. He said his students being suspended and expelled for their hairstyle. He deserved it on that one. He said their students being suspended, and expelled for their hairstyles.
You better be careful, little buddy.
You better be careful there, little buddy. Especially with that shit you got on your that mop you got on your head, that Swiffer. Yo, you can literally mop a floor with that joint, bro. You can literally mop a floor with that joint. That joint to be spick and span too. Spick and span.
And I want to say this. We got a lot of children being suspended and expelled for their hairstyle. We have a lot of black children being excluded from education because of their hairstyle across the United States of America. And I'm disappointed in their parents. And I'm going to tell you why. And the reason I'm disappointed in our black mothers and fathers.
And we disappointed in your barber. That's what you should have blinked 3 times at. When you got when that barber spun that chair around, that's what you should have blinked at. That's what you should have. All right, take a look. Take a look. What you think? What you think? No, brother. You need to do this over. No, brother. You need to fix this. My brother, you need to fix this. Blink, blink, blink. That's what you should have blinked at. When he spun you around in that chair and said, "What you think?" That's what you should have blinked at. That's what you should be mad at. My nigga, what did you talking about? But he is saying some truthful stuff though. I can't lie though. He is telling the truth. I am Groot. Blink, blink, blink. He said he looked like Groot. I am Groot. Blink, blink, blink. That's a good one. 215. That's the best one I heard today. That's the best one I heard today. I am Groot. Blink, blink, blink.
The reason I'm disappointed in the black parents of these children who have been suspended and expelled from public and charter schools across America for wearing their African hair. For wearing their African hair.
And it's boing, right back up. Watch when we swipe it back up. It go boing.
Who have been suspended and expelled from public and charter schools across America for wearing their African hair, for wearing their African hair, for wearing their natural African hair. Happy to be nappy. They're supposed to be happy to be nappy. I'm bringing back the happy to be nappy movement. I'm bringing back the happy to be nappy movement. And if you ain't happy to be nappy,
oh yeah, that dude is happy to be nappy. You right about that.
you're not coming to the Conscious Singles Convention. If you're not happy to be nappy, you're not coming to the Conscious Singles Convention. I'm even thinking about making all FDMG events. I'm even thinking about making all FDMG events. I'm even thinking about making all FDMG events exclusive to the happy to be nappy African community. I'm thinking about discriminating against non-natural Africans. I'm gonna say it again.
You gonna have a whole that woo, bro. You do that, your followers are gonna drop so like flies, bro. That convention is gonna be so fucking empty. Yeah, about half of them is gonna be gone.
I'm gonna say it again. This is King Kong Consciousness. This is RB Jesus. This is the Prince of Pan-Africanism. I am seriously contemplating.
All right, once you get on that shit, I'm done. All right, once you get on the I am the Prince of African and this, that, I am this. Once you get on that shit, that's enough.
You better be careful, little buddy.